Hello everyone, I welcome you all in the Core Java Programming course at synechis.aquilam.com. Let me tell you about the programming language called as Java. Let's begin. Here, Java is a general purpose programming language. It is widely used in many domains. It has different features like it is an object-oriented programming language, or rather it is said as it is pure object-oriented programming language. Yeah, it is a class-based. It is most secure language. So widely used in a client network architecture, in a enterprise solution. It's a platform independent. It is web-based language and it is concurrent one. So let me tell you the details about all these features one by one. Like C++, Java is also an object-oriented programming language. It follows different features of OOP, object-oriented programming, like classes, object, inheritance, abstraction, virtualization, static dynamic binding, polymorphism, etc. Yeah, it is a class-based one. As it is a most secure language, it is widely used at enterprise level, means in a web-based application where client-server architecture is there and we need to pass data from one location to another location. So you may find different domain like banking sectors, share markets where Java applications are widely used. And it is a platform independent. This feature is very important in this Java programming case. Here, the Java application can be run on different platforms, whatever may be the hardware architecture or the platform as an operating system. Java code is possible to run on various platforms. Well, let's move forward to the next slide. Here, the feature of or the important point of the Java language is here Java application works as write once and run anywhere. You have to write a program only once. That source code in can be compiled on different machines and can run on all those machines. This is possible because of a machine called as JVM. It's a Java Virtual Machine. What happens here? The Java source code is actually given as an input to the JVM. It creates or it compiles that source program and converts the compiled code into the bytecode. It is not the binary directly. Here the difference we find. In case with C and C++, the compiled program is in the form of object code. But in Java, instead of object code, there is a byte code. And this byte code is actually only understood by JVM. So that byte code run on JVM regardless of the computer architecture. So once you compile, write once, compile once and run anywhere. So that we can say, right? So bytecode is important because of which the platform independency can be achieved for this Java language. Let's move to the next slide, which tells about the historical background of the Java. This Java, oh, excuse me, let me open. Java is developed by Sun Microsystem, which was later acquired by the Oracle Corporation. This Sun Microsystem has given many concepts to the world, and one of the very important technical thing given by the Sun Microsystem is the Java. So have you heard about the operating system called as Solaris? So which is Unix based. This is developed by the Sun Microsystem, and while developing that Solaris operating system, they have come up with a new programming language called as a Java. Here, Java provides a system for developing application software and deploying it in a cross-platform computing environment. Java actually used in a wide variety of platforms, right from the embedded system to the mobile phones. and from enterprise server to the computers. So on every device we can find uh, different applications running which are developed in a Java. Here the Java is mainly used in a client server based environment, and for that environment only the Java is mainly developed. So few server programs are running at the remote machine, and at the other end clients users, by using a client program, they can request for something which is given by the server. So such client server architecture is maintained over here. For example, let's say a banking sector, if ATM machine is there, then if we ask for the mini statement, then this is the request done by the client at the end user side, and the asking for the mini statement, this request is sent to the server. Or any operation like withdraw money or changing the password, it must be secure one, or session must be maintained, so another person should not include in our conversation or in this transaction. So that security and the robustness is given by the Java programming language. Well, see here, Java as a platform, what does it mean? Or what different things or facilities are given by the Java as a platform? Here, Java platform is a suite for programs that facilitate developing and running programs written in the Java programming language. Java is not specific to any processor or any operating system, as I mentioned previously, as a Java platform have been implemented for a wide variety of hardware and operating system with view to enable Java programs to run identical on all of them. Even though the platform or the hardware, if it changes, still we get an output which is identical on every cases. Here we have different platforms target for different classes of the device and application domain. So let me tell you one by one. The first is Java SE. It is Java Standard Edition. Current version of Java is Java 2. That's why the short form made here as J2 SE, Java 2 Standard Edition, which is mostly used to develop desktop based applications. And the current version of the JDK or Java is available in the market is the 8. So I have written here as a Java 8. And the second platform we have is Java EE. It stands for Enterprise Edition. Many say that J2EE. This enterprise edition is used to develop a large scale complex project. They can run, or they are developed to run in a client server based architecture. So web based application is done in a Java. And third platform available is Java ME. ME stands for micro edition. So programming related to the embedded devices, mobile phones, printers, PDAs, etc. is done by using the API or the library given by the Java ME, that is J2ME. Here, as I mentioned, 2 is for Java version 2. So J2SE, J2EE and J2ME, these different platforms are available, and based on the target machine or the target device or the application, we need to choose any one of the platform. Suppose if I want to work on an mobile device, so I can go with Java J2ME. If I want to develop a desktop based application and which can communicate within processes running on the same application, we have sorry we have an option called as J2SE. Like banking applications, we have to go with J2EE, this platform. This is what about the Java platform availables. And the most important point here is JDK. If I want to do programming in a Java, I need to install a JDK. JDK is like SDK. SDK is the general word which stands for Software Development Kit. Okay, let's see the next topic called as JDK. JDK is important one as far as Java programming language is concerned. It is like SDK. SDK stands for Software Development Kit and JDK stands for, to be very specific to the Java, it's a Java Development Kit. SDK is the general word applicable for all different types of programming languages or different softwares, whereas JDK is for Java Development Kit. In order to program in a Java, one has to install JDK, set up an environment, and then go for the programming. That's why JDK is important. It is an interface in between Java program and the machine. Java is not only a programming language, but it is an SDK. Yeah, there is a difference in between programming language and the SDK. So what is that difference? Programming language provides us the set of API or a set of built-in functions, and it gives us the binary which are required to compile the code. That's it. But it never provides all the set which is there in a SDK. That's why it is called as a kit. It is a collection of different tools which are required to write from the beginning to the create an executable of that application. So JDK consists of compiler and interpreter. So Java is an interpreted language and it is also called as double compiled language. By using a Java C, this binary utility, Java programs are compiled into the bytecode. And this bytecode is given as an input to the JVM. JVM acts as an interpreter. The command is Java, and this interpreter reads bytecode and converts the data into the binary form. So the first task is compilation and the second task is an interpretation. As I said, Java is a double compiled language. After interpretation, if required, JIT, this comes into picture, and this JIT is called as a just-in-time compiler. If it is required, then it is being used. I will tell you all the things in detail. We will discuss it in our upcoming videos, not to worry. This is just an introduction. So next point or next thing which is there in a SDK, rather to say in JDK, is a packages. So all the implementation details are summarized in the form of packages, and those files we are going to include in our program while using it. The third point is API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It is simply the implemented details are given by the API. Packages only holds their references, but the API is actually providing the defined functions. The fourth part is the documentation. Yes, Java has provided the documentation called as a Java docs. So you may use offline or online documentation. So they need to be installed one for specific version. So you will get to know different classes, interfaces, and their implementation details, methods, etc. So here JDK consists of all these things, but not all the programming languages have it. Very few languages are SDK. So here SDK means which is a kit having or consisting of all such tools and utilities which are used right from the defining or implementing the program to getting an executable or an outcome file. So this is JDK. Now let me show you the content of our course. I have opened the Synechis Aquilam's website. It's synechis.aquilam.com. Right now, I have logged in by using a demo user. In order to see all the free contents, we have to log in by using a user. If you do not have an account, please create it and get it sign in on this site. I have used a demo user. Here, n number of courses we can find. Okay. Let's directly search for the core Java without wasting much time, let me search Core Java course. Yeah, it is there. This is the course card. In order to view all the details about course, click on the view course. It is showing the course content, and let's directly move to the seeing all these details. So here you will find the free content. Click on it. The course player will appear here. At the left hand side, you are finding all the contents of the chapters, and the actual syllabus is shown here. So as it is starting from the introduction to Java, the important point is Java as a programming platform. Then it tells us in a second chapter how to set a programming environment and how to develop a program and run by using command line tools. Programming structure, by taking an example of Hello World, the first program in Java is explained. Different data types, control flow, arrays, the basics of any programming language is discussed in a chapter 3. Chapter 4 talks about objects and classes, OOP features, but with respect to Java. Inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance, but excluding that, all other topics are explained here. The important one is the object class. It is called as a cosmic superclass. Well, and the next is reflection as well. Sixth chapter talks about interfaces and inner classes. Seventh one is GUI programming by using Swing API, and event handling is also important. Seventh and fourth chapter will go parallelly, which gives us the event handling basics by using AWT event. Ninth chapter talks about user interface with Swing. Like the same thing what we discussed in a sixth chapter, sorry, not in sixth chapter, in seventh chapter, the advanced topics are shown or as displayed in a ninth chapter, like layout manager, different menus, dialog boxes, different other components, and very important design pattern is MVC, model view controller, which is explained in this chapter. The next one talks about exception handling as like C++, how to deal with. The next chapter is talks about an exception handling, how to deal with the exception if it occurs, how to come out of it, and how to provide the implementation for a particular exception. And the last chapter talks about the collection. Collection interfaces, concrete collection, and co-collection framework. So this is what about content of the core Java programming course. So let me tell you in next video how to install Java, how to write a simple Java program, and how to compile and further run it. So this introductory video, these things I will tell you in the next introductory video. Thank you.